Hey, everybody. That's right. That voice you might hear in the background is my friend Todd Godwin, who's in the studio today. So, Todd, say hi, everybody.
Hello.
There's Todd. It's my twin brother. Yeah, we're not twin brothers, but hey, we're brothers from another mother and from the same father, Jesus Christ.
That's right.
That's right. God's our father. Here we go. And hey, do you like my mug? It's a green mug, so it disappears because it's a green screen in the background. So here we are, day 12 of swimforrecovery.com. Please share this post with everybody so they know what's going on. Now we got to. I forgot to calculate my miles real quick. So what's 12 times 66, Todd? I don't know. See if you can get it first. 12. Oh no. 12 times 66. 792. Got it. 792 laps. We're just going to get rid of the football field. How many have we done today? Everyone's tapping in. That's awesome. 17.6 times 12. 211 football fields. 0.2. Okay, here we go. All right, so far in the campaign, I've swum 12 miles, 792 laps, 211.2 football field lengths.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sweet. I'm feeling good too, feeling strong. So we're not going to spend too much time today chit-chatting, but there is one thing I want to show you real quick. Is I don't remember where I see half this stuff, but I'm just gonna pull it up anyway. But I saw this and I was like, man, that is just really sad. You look at this: drug traffickers arrested in California. Now I haven't read the whole story, so don't message me like, hey Rob, you didn't get all the facts and stuff like that. I'm just sharing a couple things. But regardless, drug traffickers arrested in California with 150,000 fentanyl pills released just after days in jail. I don't know what it's all about. Go read the story. It's on foxnews.com out in California. We all know California has its own issues, so we're just going to stop there. But we are going to go ahead and jump into Mary's story here in just a second. But thanks for tuning in. Please text this out to your friends. Really trying to make a buzz about swimforrecovery.com. And as you know, or you may have seen, go back on my personal Facebook page. Big party on September 29th here in Denver. So go check that out. It's a book signing and night of inspiration party for the addiction intervention book. Grab yourself a copy today. We're going to dive into Mary's story. And then Todd and I will be back in just a minute. Oh, yeah, you may have just tapped in. You don't know who Todd is. He's this guy that's sitting in my office hanging out for a little bit. So that's it for now. So let's get Mary's story rocking and rolling. I'm going to hop off the screen here and enjoy. Listen. Oh, where'd she go? Mary disappeared. There she is. There's Mary. Hi, Mary. All right, ready, Mary? Let's share your story. Here we go. Yeah. Bam.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Yes, it is. This meeting is being recorded because we have Mary on, and we get to capture your story today. Finally, Mary, we've been talking for a little while about connecting and through our groups and stuff, but I'm excited to have you on and just kind of part of the swimforrecovery.com campaign. So, Mary, thanks a bunch for be willing to share your story.
No problem. I would love to share my story with you, Rob, and with everyone that's listening. Your audience who needs to hear this. I'm gonna skip right on in to tell my story if it's okay with you.
Yeah. Let's start real quick because we kind of start all these with this kind of like mindset because we only have 10 minutes to get into it, and I want to make sure we cover these in the beginning. So I know we were talking before the show, but what do you consider your sobriety date?
Ooh, well, see, that's kind of hard because right now I could say anywhere between 19 and 20 years clean, but people celebrate their sobriety date, but really God gave you a sobriety date when you was first born. That's how long you would have been clean. And so you can, because God said when he brings you out of the darkness into the light, it almost reminds me of when he took Lot out of Garden Samania. Somebody in Garden.
So one of those gardens out there, yeah.
Yeah, and his wife looked back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. God said, when he brings you out of the darkness, don't look back. So really, that's what I'm saying. There's no such. People use their clean date for whatever they wish, if that's what it takes for them to benefit them. But as y'all know, I've been down that road. Ooh, I've been in that road for a long time.
Mm,
And it took years to come out of that road.
yeah. Yeah, it does. That road is long and sometimes like a tunnel with no end, or like a coffin with
Yeah.
the ends kicked out. And so what did you used to drink or do drugs, or what was your thing?
I had a mixture of both. Um, I used to call myself a functioning addict.
Yeah.
And my bills got paid, and I would get high or drunk after the effect. But then again, I thought myself doing that, I was a cocaine. I get crack cocaine, I get hash, I drank uh, white liquor, dark liquor. I took pills, recreational pills. I mean, really, I became a people pleaser in my functioning addict day because my drug of choice, if I didn't have the money, because once I ran out of money, then I had another choice but to go to the men part of the world, right? So I ended up there doing their bidding, doing their whatever they needed me to do. I end up lying, stealing, manipulating, uh, doing whatever, you know. So, but then when I hit my bottom, I mean, I got tired. I kept saying, "This is not the life I want to live." I mean, really, I even made my own self homeless,
Say
knowing that
say
I
say
had
that say that again. You made
I
yourself
made my
homeless.
own self homeless.
Mm,
You know, I had a place to stay. I had family. I had my parents. I had siblings. All of them was willing to give me a place to lay my head. But I didn't feel comfortable being there because I wanted to be with this man that I call myself like it. So, like I said, I became a people pleaser. I would say a man pleaser instead of a God pleaser. And, and when I got tired of being tired, I had to reach back and said, "Oh God, please help me," because once I found out that what I thought I wanted was not what I wanted. So
mm,
I became a willing participant to come off the street, to come out of that world. Because I mean, really, Rob, I cried so much. Like I cried every day. And it seemed like once you get that first high for the day, this is how drug addicts start. They get that first high and they go back and back and back, continually looking for that first high. You will never get it again.
yeah,
And
it's
that's
never
how
the
you
same.
become.
It is never the same. You're like chasing the elusive
Never the
thing. Yeah.
chase. That's why you chase it. And
Mm,
that's why the drug dealers get so rich off of us because we're still trying to get that first high. And we're not gonna get it.
mm.
So you
Yeah.
keep looking for it. Like
Yeah.
even when you drink, even when you drinking, you're gonna get that first little buzz. And I mean, really, I'm glad. I pray to God that I was not a one of those drunks that want to start fighting or get into any type of arguments. I think I was better then, but I was just drinking just to be sociably, comfortably being around other people. But it took me a minute when I got clean to even know what fun was like going to an event, eating hot dogs and drinking Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid without the liquor in it. And is that what it was
Yeah.
like for you? Like, because you were when you found sobriety, you were in what state? Like, where do you live now? What state?
Right now I'm in Texas, but I did all this in Kentucky.
Okay, so
I
out in
was in I was in the city in Louisville, Kentucky, on the East Coast.
okay, so you're in Louisville,
On the
Kentucky.
East Coast.
And
Mhm.
so what did you kind of, well, I guess what helped you start the recovery journey? I know you were willing and you did some things, but what did you
What
do
helped
to
me
not? Yeah.
Okay, what helped me stop was when I lived in Washington D.C. With my husband. He ended up because even though I still call myself a functioning addict, he was taking his check, doing what he wanted to do with it, always coming in with nothing, and I was taking my check, paying the bills, and having what's left. I said, "Well, if you can do that with your money, why can't I do that with my money?"
Mm,
And so that's how it ended up like that. And then when we left Washington D.C., we end up in LA, California. They made it even worse.
mm,
I mean, because I was on his stopping grounds, and he knew every all the player. His son was there, his family was there. we knew other players, and it seemed like he was getting it free. The crack cocaine that was already rocked up. We didn't have to rock it. We just snorted it. We rocked. We did. I mean, really, we even sold it. I mean, really, in Louisville, Kentucky, my husband, well, we had family come down from Los Angeles, California, and you could not step on my street unless you had $10,000 cash. Because the only thing we sold was birds. We didn't sell 26 pieces or dime pieces. We didn't do that. You have to buy an ounce of batter, and most of the birds, and the birds go for like $50,000 a bag.
Ooh, wow. That's
Yeah,
big time right there, girl.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you were big time. So what did you do for fun, like in recovery, however you want to term it? But once you stopped using substances, what did you do for fun?
I started going to the events that the NA group was having. Uh, like they would have a conference at the end of a certain year, or they would have a dance event, or they would have a cord game event. And that's how I ended up doing that. That's how, I mean, I walked away from my husband and I got involved with this. And so I even learned how to dance and become socially, like I said, eating hot dogs, potato chips, and drinking Kool-Aid. I didn't know there was so much fun in being sober because I've been drinking so much. I've been getting high for so long that it took me a minute to come off that road.
Wow.
It took me like years.
So they have fun in Kentucky sober too, just like in Indiana where I got sober. So
But
it's
they have
good. It's all over. It's all over the place, right? So,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
so what do you do today to kind of maintain kind of a positive outlook on life, and just kind of continue to go forward without the need for substances so many years down the road?
Okay, so what I do today is I a speaker. I'm one of many speakers for the Lord. I would like to help people spiritually define themselves, find who they really are, because you're not what your friends say you are. You're not what your mind tell you are. You're not an alcoholic. You're not a drug addict. You're not a loser. You're just a child of God. You need to get those thoughts out of your head, and I'm going to help you spiritually to do that.
So you give people hope and inspire them. And
Yeah.
what does your community look like of friends and things that you have fun with?
Oh, what my community look like?
Just whatever, just
Uh,
your life and people in your life that you enjoy hanging out with.
Really, right now, the only person I hang out with is most of my girlfriends in California because I feel that they're on the same page that I'm on. And within the Life on Fire family group, I like hanging out. I just really it's like communicating with them through Life on Fire Academy, through Monica La Columbia group
Yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's how we met. We've been sober, we've been
Yeah.
off our substance for a long time,
Mhm.
and these passions to help people, right? So you and I got involved in
Correct.
the same group, the Life on Fire group, and that's
Mhm.
how we met.
That's how
And
we
then
met.
and then we found out we had these connections with addiction and
Yes,
and
we did.
and, and
Yes.
recovery and just
Mhm.
passions for seeing people set free. So the fact that you're helping other men and women find freedom like you found and their identity, who they are, is
Right.
huge. I mean,
Mhm.
what a way to give back for things that you took for so long in your addiction, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Rob, because you know what I'm saying? Once a person really tried to come out for the drugs and to me it's like crossing the border. This is what I've learned as well. Even when I tried to come out of the drug world to cross over to God's world, Satan would not let you go easily because you've been there a long time. And for me to get crossed over there, this is going to shock a lot of your viewers, but I'm going to tell the story anyway. When I did cross, decided to go back, I hit the rock bottom, became a willing person, is Satan says no. So he wants to have the back of my brain swell up with an aneurysm. The blood vessel burst in the back of my head. The blood, instead of running all over my head, it made a pocket in the left on the left side of my brain. Now, when I went to the hospital, they cut my forehead, they cut my skull from my forehead to the base of my neck, pulled my skull open and had it open with fossils. And the guy and they took out not just a section of my brain, they took out a portion of my brain. And doing all of that, I had a heart attack on the operating table. Some kind of way I passed over and they brought me back. And so after that, they put me into ICU. I had a stroke on Thursday, another stroke on that Saturday, and I went into the hospital November the 21st. I was out of the hospital December the 9th. And in the midst of all of that, I take no medication. And God decided He cleaned me up in the ICU because my daughter kept saying, Mom, there's a lot of black spirits coming out of you. She said, so I said, oh, so then God put me on the threshing floor. So He wanted me to come back full force. And so I was being purged. When you're being purged, God cut those things out, right? So He was cutting and cleaning. I got cleaned up in ICU.
Wow. That
Coming
is
back out the job. Yeah.
that is powerful. Well, I'm gonna have to have you on the podcast show to hear the whole story. So you're gonna get the whole story. Right now, you just get the snippet at swimforrecovery.com, but I'm gonna have you on. We'll get the whole story. How's that sound,
Okay,
Mary?
no problem. I will
Fair-
tell you the whole story.
Fair enough. All right, cool. We'll do that in October because we're doing all the Swim for Recovery, campaign stuff
Okay.
this month. But you're an amazing woman, and I'm glad to know you.
Thank you.
And just thanks for sharing time with us a little bit
No
today.
problem.
Yeah, and
No problem. Thank you for listening.
yeah, we'll totally touch base soon. So hang out for just a second. We'll wrap up. All right.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay. Thank
right.
you.
All right, Mary, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Man, just powerful, especially that end part. I mean, holy cow, what a journey she went through with the aneurysm. And you never know when life's going to change, right? You just never know when life's going to change. So I just want to say thanks for tuning in today again. Swimforrecovery.com. Please go check out the domain name. Why would you want to do that? Why would they want to do that, Todd?
I don't know.
Because there's lots of great information, and all of the stories will be posted on there after they're finished every day. I'll go upload the link once it uploads. It processes on YouTube because, again, we go live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. But, again, people can't know about it if we don't share about it. So please share the video. And so far, we've done 12 miles. I say we. I mean, I'm the one swimming, right? But I say we because everyone that's been donating funds to the nonprofit side of Lifted from the Rut, it's a we thing. Everyone that's praying, engaging online, it's a we thing. So we have swum 12 miles, 792 laps, 211.2 football fields, and feeling awesome. I love it when I get to like 33 and I'm thinking I'm halfway through. And then I get to like 50. I'm like, man, I'm only 16 away. And I get to 60. I'm like, man, this is like the 0.2 of the marathon. And I start getting more pumped up. But anyway, we're getting it done. So enjoy your day. We'll be back tomorrow with another story. So God bless and keep on.